I can sit over there for this time.
Wait, so are they gonna do like a new like Fantastic Four?
They are. They're making one for 2024, I believe, but the director just quit. It was gonna be the director for
the problem with Marvel Studios now
Spider-Man.
is it's like it's
We're good.
Yeah. Apart from looking a little yellow.
That's the room.
Fuck, that's the light.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You got the Mexico filter.
We're back with another fucking episode. Sumo, returning guest, special guest Brian Reeves.
Let's go.
This is gonna be a debate episode. Nah, man.
oh wow.
Imagine chill.
Nah, someone already pulls out his notes. It's like, like all right. So
I was ready for this.
Throwback
Church,
throwback to summer school, man. That was the best.
bro. We gotta figure this out, man. Because I'm not gonna derail you. I'm not gonna invalidate your points at all. I don't, because I don't know.
Points on what? I didn't know.
About
podcast.
No. It's not. I just want to get this clear. What are you putting on Instagram? You've been banned like 5 times, bro. You Alex Jones too?
Yes. If you want to make that analogy for the people who, don't really. Yes, that's the perfect analogy. Yes, Alex Jones would be the perfect person. So, bans from Instagram. There's really nothing I can say about that. They have their little terms of service. So, like he said, I just created another one. That's
Platform to your platform.
and that's it. I mean, like if people ban shit that's deemed hate speech. Anything's hate speech nowadays. You misgender somebody, it's considered hate speech.
Yeah, and at this point, you could I'm not trying to sound insensitive, but you could make your gender and then say that is hate speech towards you.
That's true.
Yeah, you could identify
gender.
as an attack helicopter tomorrow, and if they don't see that, then you're a bigot or something like that. It's so ambiguous. You can't even there's no come on, man. Really? Do you even have to you shouldn't even have to explain it to some people.
Yeah.
The way that they're taking it, it's just
And that's where common sense isn't that common anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
76 genders. Or something like that. I don't know.
We need more. I don't think 76 is enough.
I don't like even numbers.
Let's make them on.
Who is it?
I rarely go onto your story sometimes because I really don't understand at all where you're coming from.
I actually had that moment of clarity before. I'm like, put so much time and effort to write these things, and most of the people who watch it probably don't understand it anyway. So, kind of put that a little backtrack.
But what do you want to do? What's your end goal? You wanted to make a YouTube
Well,
channel
I post things that are my opinion. That's what social media is about, right?
Yeah.
So if people don't get it, they can just simply swipe up and ask me what the fuck's going on. That's pretty. Some people get it, some people don't. But
When we had Esbian on, he was talking about how you would argue with him in high school.
Oh, I love it. This goes back to our days in elementary school. Yeah, dude, back in Edison, dude, yeah.
Oh shit.
I was Catholic, he was Jehovah's Witness, and we just used to... And he lost every debate, by the way.
It was that young?
Yeah, dude, since 5th, 6th grade.
Wow. I didn't know this.
Because I didn't have Esbian in my class till around 5th grade.
Okay.
Because I always knew who Esbian was, but then... Right. I always knew who Esbian was. And then finally, I think we had class together. I think it was Miss Miller's class. I'm not sure. He might have been in another class. But 6th grade is where it really all started. Right there.
Final showdown.
Right. It was and that was the last year before we went to Emerson, too. So, yeah, there's some good times, man.
Great times. You stupid mother...
Yeah, man, yeah.
I don't know where religion went from that, but I think you forgot the religion if you're saying that.
No, the debates were entirely about religion. Every single time, dude.
He said that when you would bring up science, that's where you would immediately win the argument. Because he had nothing to back that up. Where do you think science and religion come together? Do you think that's real? Do they have a certain baseline?
Yeah, I think they do complement each other. They do.
For sure. Especially with
They do. Because how else would you validate your beliefs if there wasn't any, because generally human beings aren't always going, because, for example, you go back, I know them going on a tirade here, but, there were different methods of trying to convert people and tell people the truth. The Greeks, when the Christians tried to convert the Greeks, they used philosophy and stuff like that. when they tried to convert people in the Middle East, in Mesopotamia, in that area. They used things like, idol worship and stuff like that, things that they could understand. So, I mean, nowadays, especially now, as things get more advanced, you're going to have to use science in order to justify the things that you believed in order to get them to believe what you believe.
And science is going to start becoming like racist and stuff.
Yeah.
Once logic becomes racist,
Science is just inherently racist, and math is also just bigotry. You guys see that thing like where they had someone on a news segment, I think, say that, 2 plus 2 could not actually equal 4 because so and so, and then like
Stop right there. I mean, there, you're like, that's not even rational at that point. You're not even engaging in like rationality at that point.
like then what's the logic? Like if you're telling me that like there's 4 apples and then I take away 2 and then I'm supposed to know if one of them's like a fake apple or not. It's like I think I know that or some shit. Like I don't know what the analogy or the point was trying to be made, but it's just like I don't like when Ben Shapiro goes like, I don't know why people are mainstreaming delusion. That's like the only thing that I can like. That's the quote that like
Fucking Ben Shabibo.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I do not like that guy at all. But
why don't you guys? He doesn't like him either. Like, what's?
Because he doesn't give his opponents a fair
because
chance.
I don't know if you know this, but let's put it this way. I agree with Ben Shapiro on more things than we disagree with. That's probably true. But he does this debate tactic. It's called gish galloping, where he hits you with a rapid series of questions and things and arguments, and if you don't answer one correctly, I owned it, I owned you, dude. Like I totally got him. Like
Also, like just like it's like logic, like like black people are poor, get rich, duh. Like, you get me? Like it's just so.
That's true. That's very
so
true.
dumb. Like
that is faulty logic, man. It is because it's you can't just simply dumb it down like that. It's a lot more complicated than that.
yeah. Plus, apparently, he does not know how vaginas work. Like I don't know.
I heard about that.
Pussy should not be wet. Wet, you're part of an STD. Like,
Yeah, that's the
homie who's born in like his wife, just straight
dry, bro.
straight bonfire, bro. Like the straight
Rug burn in there. Straight rug burn in there. Jeez. God damn.
when you're stuck in the same circle.
wow, man.
You gotta broaden your horizons, man.
He was talking about the song, right? WAP?
Yeah, WAP.
Yeah, he was talking about that. She's like, if it's that wet, then it has to be an STD. Like, bro.
Oh yeah, well, like everyone that reacted to that video was stupid as fuck because they all made the same joke when they were like, "Get a bucket and a mop." You need a bucket and a mop. Like,
The mere fact that he had to stoop to that level to like psychoanalyze the song like that, it's dude.
That's not even.
you
Come on.
You're giving it the attention that it already wants.
He became a content creator. Like,
that's what he
the
is.
thing he was shitting on, right? All these influencers and shit, he became that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all of them lost. Like a lot of people just lost their platforms and then just ended up making their own. Like they got fired from their.
Like him, he where is he from? Where's he in
I
that?
don't know if he was from
Something
Wire.
Insider.
Ben Shapiro is what I call like state-approved conservatism. If you go like towards any little further right, then you're not allowed on YouTube. And there are some people who are on the left wing. If you go any further left, then you're ostracized. So he's like right dead center.
He just got in the middle.
It's not like
Owens,
people think like, oh, I watch Ben Shapiro. I'm the rebel to the conformity. Like, you're not. It's like you're not, dude. It's like the most basic bitch shit.
I'm the rebel to the conformity.
Sometimes it's good to inflate your ego, you know?
I mean, he did it.
He makes his money. He does what he does. He's got a lot of people.
Millions of fuck about it.
When he talks about the 1%, gets me pissed off.
He is the one.
Yeah, and he always talks shit about it, how he's been in and out of the 1%. He's like, the 1% doesn't exist.
It does exist.
It does. And he's like, I've been in and out of it all the time. It's like, because you're in it. No, you are it.
How can you be in and out of something that doesn't exist?
Exactly. His logic, bro.
How do you contradict yourself at the same time? A lot of people do that shit.
Yeah, literally.
But off of Ben Shapiro, let's get on to happier things. How's life? I'm talking shit. We know how life is.
Life's terrible.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start with that. I mean, I'm happy. I'm not like angry about the world or anything. It's just
That's good.
It is what it is.
A lot because apparently May is like Mental Awareness Month. So
That's what it is.
I think so.
That is super ironic.
I'm pretty sure.
Because like homie just shut up the fucking supermarket.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That
So,
was
There was like 3 shootings in this month, wasn't it?
You know,
I think like they're like the same day.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
you know, there's I hate to say this, but this is that there's no way to defend that unless somebody else has a gun or stop them. But some people say, "Oh, take away all gun." But I mean, like even in the high school, everybody says, "Oh, it's the safest high school." Anybody could walk in there with a gun and shoot people, and it's over.
And in Union City, especially, like no one gives a fuck. Whoever walks in there, they just walk in there. No security guard.
Dude, you could walk in there, just shave your entire beard, just put on the thing, just go. You could walk right in there, dude.
There were kids that used to come in, right? That weren't students or from the ADA.
Me, bro.
Yeah.
He was the perfect
He would just come in there.
I don't want to name names, but just know like I was on Snapchat for a couple months, like after school. Like I'm not on there as much, but I used to see people that graduated going to visit their lower classmen.
And that's his dad. I'm sorry.
And going in their classes with them. And I'm like, yo, you graduated. I know because I graduated with you.
Yeah.
I heard your name get called. I saw you get your diploma. I saw you post pictures of your family. Why are you back in the high school?
Like, how many people peaked in our high school at that point? Like,
A lot. You tell me a lot.
a lot. No, it had to be. A lot of people just peaked in high school, and that's it.
Anybody like I don't know, man. It's just you could literally walk into that school and shoot people. It's not safe. It's not safe. It just dawned on me right now that anybody can do that.
And like, they had like the whole thing.
Where it's like the whole point of like us wearing like the uniform was for safety, but you can go to fucking Beeline and buy the uniform.
It's all over the place.
Bro, you just have to get drunk, stumble past my fucking Burger King, and that's it.
You're
The idea popped into your head. Like,
cute kids fashion, whatever the fuck that's called.
Waterloo.
Oh, you Waterloo.
Waterloo had like the fire though. I thought that.
and all these embroideries that are like nearby too, they always help people that wanted to push it on their sweat. So they would have just done that to anyone that randomly also came to ask.
You see what I have education? They just put it on there, bro. It's done.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck. They were just like, patch, clothes, job. Here you go. Give me my money.
Brian,
There was a point where I was going to school with no uniform.
yeah.
I just wear my sweats and my sweater, and they would assume I had my.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
They
That's
don't yell at me.
so it's. I guess that's a form of intrusion.
I am the rebel.
I'm not conform to the rules. Fucking.
I think Brian P. Sack would only hire people if they had their uniform already set up from that embroidery place.
Nah.
Like, if you didn't have that shit, you weren't getting that
Yeah,
job.
but what if Machado was on the Segway, like, just on days and just taking people's hats and shit and just pulling people's hoodies down off the Segway?
That's illegal.
Yeah, but that would have been fire. Like,
That would have been pretty funny.
I would have. I'm like, even seeing her on it in general was just like a special
what the
rare
fucking-
occasion. Like, we're like, y'all see her going,
She went automatically from like 4'2" to like 7'3".
7'9".
So like, where the fuck did this shit happen?
Oh, that's what I was just thinking about. Well, so they remember that one. I don't know if you remember, but our senior year, they were like, if you don't fucking bring your
Oh my God.
ID, you gotta scan your ID, then you're gonna have to go.
that bullshit.
But even then, let's say if I was somebody who had malicious intentions and I was going to do something bad, we all know what that means. So, and I go in there and they're, oh, I don't have an ID. But they're still they're not serious about their vetting process because I could just go around and they'll still let me in the building regardless.
yeah, just go to Valdez.
And if I'm there for a purpose, like I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Once you ask me for my ID, I'm like, ID? You get me? Like, that's where it starts. You get me? Like,
You made this shit happen earlier.
Holy
drop this
shit.
upon yourself.
Wow.
You activated my trap card.
Oh
That would have
man.
been terrible. What if Dora was always just keeping a strap in her backpack?
Backpack is poor, bro. When she rolled up into the ghetto, bro.
Yo,
it's
if you pull
over.
out a gal swiper, pull out with a double pump.
She coming in from the barrio. That's what she's coming in. Bro.
You gotta put Dora.
I got my strap, homie. That's what she's doing every day.
We spoke. Did we speak about Ezra Miller last time you were here?
I think we did that off camera, maybe, or did we do that on camera? I'm not sure.
We might have.
Almost turning into reverse flash, like, right in front of our eyes, bro.
Nah, just it's. He's gonna,
That is
he's going
bizarre.
after-
Somebody put something on the internet that was like, "Oh, this guy thinks he's playing GTA." He just spawned. That was funny as hell, man. I'm like, holy shit. How does he keep doing it? Like, what? How many times has he gotten arrested already?
Bro, I don't know, but how does the whole state have a restraining order on him? What?
Yeah.
Yo,
Wow.
that's fucked up, man.
So we're not getting that Flash movie.
None of
with
that.
Michael Keaton. None of that.
Yeah, and people were really like expecting the CW's Barry Allen to be in that movie too. Because supposedly in that movie they were going to explain the Speed Force and all that shit and whatever. But hopefully it's as simple as a recast. That's
No,
it.
it's not. You know why? Because at this point, with what's happening with him and Amber Heard, DCEU gone.
Nice.
DCEU is
Amber
done.
Heard, that dirty wench.
He thought he was fake crying on the stand and not a single tear. Like people were like zooming in and not a single tear came out, dude. Like, and she's an actor.
Word.
Johnny Depp's lawyer though. She's
Yo,
doing some work.
Yo, both of them.
She's a raid, bro. She
Yo,
needs something.
I watched the trial yesterday live, like while I was at work, and just objection after objection after
Objection here, sex. Yo,
There was this line of questioning that one of her lawyers was trying to do, and I'm not very like involved or know the terminology or the terms of engagement in the court, but what bothered me was
Yeah,
I apologize.
sorry, we all did that.
Yeah, sorry.
But what was I saying?
You don't know much about law, but
Yeah, like in terms of engagement, but
Terminology.
basically she was giving this line of questioning where she was just going, "What, if any, could you list about so and so to you on this date, or
And
whatever?" And then again, it'd be like objection, lack of foundation.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was one time where she tried asking that question again, stuttered 3 or 4 times, forgot to say the dates and the names, and then the person was like, "That's unintelligible. What is the question?" It was just
But she
fucking.
lost. Like, usually in a trial, it's like a movie. It's like you have the first, second, and third act. You know, it was over from the minute that audio recording came out, where she's like, "The world wouldn't believe you if you said this." That's it. The jury's already made up their mind.
Yeah.
She's a liar.
and at this point, you're what's it called? You're avoiding the inevitable. Like we all know she lost.
Yeah, and why are you drawing it out?
Yeah, it's at this point, man. 8 hours a trial, 8 hours a session for
You know
how
what
many
needs to
days?
come back?
All that money too. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Humility needs to come back so people can concede instead of wasting everyone's fucking time.
they should have a
resources.
fucking Kendrick Lamar concert in that fucking thing. He should be humble directly to right in front.
on the stand.
But why is it so like glamorized? Why is it even televised?
Yo, because it's so entertaining. You can't say it's not. It really is.
It's entertaining, but
Like she's like pooping on like his pillow. Like she's taking a shit on his pillow.
Just imagine if the Casa Cerrado lady was there.
Yo, that would have been fire.
she does bench trials though, right? If I'm not mistaken,
I think-
she doesn't do jury
I
trials.
think I know what you were getting onto though, because some people I've seen in the comments too, like that people are saying that there's more important cases that should be like televised,
Yeah.
as opposed.
Yeah,
to what
people
is-
use the Ghislaine Maxwell trial as like their reference point. Like, oh, why wasn't this televised?
But like that's our
Well,
own fault though, because we don't care about that.
It is our fault.
I mean, like that's
Like,
what
We're talking about Amber Heard right now. Bro.
You didn't care about hindsight, and then you went to go find your strongest example as
Right.
hindsight. Like,
Right. People are all talk, no action. It's- Right. And at the end of the day, like Brian said, people don't really give a fuck about that.
Yeah, like we care about all like the stupid Hollywood ratchet shit, all like that stupid shit. Like
Yeah.
that's what like we like.
and I feel like a lot of people try to white knight for views. Like, and that's really what it is. Like, I don't mind you taking like the front for someone or the blow for someone and try to like stand up for them, but like it becomes a problem. Like when people were doing that trend of giving homeless people money, like
Oh yeah.
why don't you get shit off camera? Why
Every
like,
YouTuber and their mother, like at that, what was that, like 2014?
yeah, all these social experiments, like, and you're fucking bringing out your 7-year-old little brother, making him cry because no one wants to give him money. Like,
Yeah,
come on, bro. Like,
Fucking stupid, bro.
and I'm not even trying to be a dick, but I just don't give money to other people because I need the money. I fucking work for my money.
Yeah.
Give it away to somebody else. And like, I'm not saying they aren't because they choose not to, but it's just like that's not where my mind's at.
Yeah,
Like,
and if you do give the money, that's not the point, right?
and you
It's
can't
not to-
help, and you can't help everybody.
Yeah, it's not
like,
to glamorize what you're doing. It's to fucking
yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I see a homeless person and he asks me for money, I'm going to give it to him. But I'm not gonna like grovel at his feet, tell him how sorry I am that he's homeless.
And be like, here, bro.
But yeah, but like if they ask me for money, I'm gonna give them the money. If I don't have it, dude, I'm sorry, I can't give you the money. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna whip out a camera and say, tell everybody how good I am. See how good I am.
I should give this guy $1.
The only instances that I like are the ones where like they meet like homeless people in their videos naturally doing regular shit, and like they kind of like becomes friends with them, or that character or that homeless person becomes like a sort of character on their channel, and then the guy will go out of the way to be like,
set up a GoFundMe,
and then they get that guy a fucking like an apartment or some shit, and then you never hear from him again.
Yeah, Opie and Anthony, they'd go on the street and like do street interviews. They had like a little skit, and there was this homeless guy, and he became like a mascot of the show kind of shit, and then they mess around with him. They'd always give him money and stuff like that, and give him charity and stuff like that. And he just that's just how it was, like you said.
Yeah.
And they did this one really messed up skit where it was they gave him they happened to have seen him there sitting down, like, hey, what do you got there? And he's like, he's an Indian guy. He's like, oh, I got the cake, and he puts it there. And the guy goes and steps on it and squashes the cake. But they paid him after that. They were this is just for the show. This, we're friends. But that's how their cordial relationship worked.
Yeah.
But that was pretty mean. I was like, oh my
God. I don't think like me as a viewer, I don't think I could watch such a happen to like the homeless person doesn't have anything. Like it's not even like me coming down to like me trying to like be condescending or patronizing. It's the you see them where they are because they don't have anywhere else to go, and you're gonna fuck with their food.
No,
like,
it's
here's 50, bro. Go get yourself on.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's Opie and Anthony. Like that's what they do. Like they're like a comedy kind of like podcast. They were like the originals in New York. They started out. Right, and they do a bunch of that shit, just a bunch of skits like that. But at least they paid him, bro, and hopefully they paid him well, because I would have been pissed off.
But what if he got mad first before they had the chance to give him the opportunity?
Bro, get the fuck away from me!
And then they decided not to give him money because of how he reacted to their joke.
That is a big what if, but at least they gave him money.
But that probably happens a lot more often than not. Because then all you have to do is choose not to upload the video.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I don't know.
That's just.
I'm not.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get like hostile, but I was just thinking about it, like, yo. How many people are getting abused?
I know, and I'm not saying Opie and Anthony are fucking saints either, because they're not.
This reminded me of this one time where I was walking. I remember this is during high school. I was walking down. You know where the parking lot is near Crunch?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So I was walking down. I was going there, and I saw this guy sitting there. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just do a good deed and give him the 20 that's in my book bag? Gave him the 20, and he's like. He just kept waving his hand at me. He's like, he didn't want the money. I was like, well, okay. I put it back, and I was like, and this just kept eating at me. I was like, what if he wasn't homeless? What if he was just a guy who was just looking dirty?
On TikTok, there's people that literally like stalk, like they kind of like stalk homeless people, and then they see those homeless people get up and get in like on Honda, and then
there's actually living like just being
homeless. That's what I'm saying. Like, and then there's people on TikTok that like try to just their living is exposing those people. And I'm like, that's fucked up.
You know who does that? The New York homeless, bro.
Yeah.
Some of them are fake homeless.
Yeah, they're fake. Yeah.
And it's fucking obnoxious.
They've mastered their craft.
That's why. It's like you can't challenge them out on the street. Someone else will come white knight for him.
Mm-hmm. He's a fucking homeless. I've seen him for 10 years.
He's like, that's how long he's been fucking faking it.
Like, yo, he smells like piss, dude. But yeah.
Yo, but speaking on that, like not knowing if someone's homeless, like one time when I used to live in 16th Street, I was coming out of the gym, and I had $1, and like I give dollars, I give $5, whatever, it's what I can, because I'm in high school, I didn't have a job, and I always see this guy in a wheelchair, one of those electric wheelchairs, and I think, in hindsight, I think he wasn't homeless, but he had an empty cup in his chair, and I've seen this before, and I put the $1 in here, and he looks at me like, thank you. And I walk away like a saint. Like, I just fucking help this guy.
Dude, I had that same thing, dude. I'm like, what if I I don't know how to explain it. Did I like belittle the guy? I didn't want
your guy was good strong. He was just recouping.
I remember it was an old guy with like a white t-shirt, like real dirty. Like, you just sitting there, you just squatting too. I'm like, it's homeless.
It's the construction. He's like, I'm on break.
He's there contemplating, and now he has to deal with someone treating him like he's.
Oh my god, man!
What if that's like that's what he needed to tip him right over the edge? Be like,
Oh, man.
what? I'm done.
Supposed to shoot up his workplace. Thought I was homeless.
Your good deed was your last.
Yeah, but that shit eats at me to this day. I'm like, bro, I don't think that guy was homeless, bro. I just think he was just chilling on that corner.
I mean, like, but it's very abusive. Like, I think for like someone to just even take that route. I mean, karma will hit him back. Hopefully, like, I don't wish like death on anyone, but like something bad needs to happen to you or someone close to you. Because it's just like there's other people with real situations, and it's just like for you to come out and I guess establish this illusion. It's what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, you have a car, you can drive 6 miles to go pretend to be homeless. Why don't you fucking drive one to work a job?
Bro, but how much?
It's hard to get a job.
Oh, but it's easier to drive 6 miles to be homeless.
That's not worth it. Yeah, I'd rather.
I think you can find any job within a 5
Funny,
mile
that's
radius.
harder work.
I think what it comes down to is your lack of just wanting to work in a corporate or work.
I mean, tell that to
They work in
tell that to the
general.
lady in Bergenland with the ponytail.
Speaking of her, you think
the
she's
one that asked for $1?
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, you got $1?
I mean, at least like she's like doing something for the money.
Listen,
Then, like,
yeah, but at the same time, like,
Did you see that video too? That was pretty gross, man.
To be honest,
are you talking about the one?
not my proudest fact. I mean,
motherfucker just said that?
Yeah, like,
I guess it'll do it.
you know, like just like your fucking like Wi-Fi isn't working.
Oh my
you
god.
downloaded the video you have saved. You downloaded that.
We already know what that woman's about. But man, the guy who did that guy must have been on fucking Saturn, dude.
Bro,
Holy
like,
shit.
I gotta just jerk off and get sucked off by some gremlin, bro. Like,
That's a big ass gremlin,
All right,
bro.
can I ask the video you guys saw? What entailed? Since
I'm assuming that's the one where it's like some
giving a-
dude giving.
They were like in an alleyway.
yeah.
And the guy's recording, and then they look back at him and he fucking runs away. Is that the one you're looking at? Yeah.
so that one I saw years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking that one.
Another one
high school.
came up a couple of weeks ago or couple months ago of like she was doing someone behind a dumpster and there was like 2 other guys waiting in line.
New content.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like OnlyFans or something.
Like she was a menace when I was a teenager, bro. Like I didn't understand how she was like that wacky cartoon character because you didn't know how she got herself in these situations.
Yeah.
You like hop on the bus and she's already on there. She's like, "Yo, give me $1. I can't get off."
He spawned.
Literally spawned.
You know, it's funny that there's one like that downtown. Everybody knows her as Yolanda. I even
My stepmom, bro.
I even see her. I see her at she goes to church every Sunday. I see her at the back of church. You know, she says hi to everybody. But even she, as bad as she is, like she can't even like. She's high all the time, and she's never ever stooped to that level to say, "Hey, I want to suck your dick for money." That never like.
Not that you know of.
Not that I know. Not that I know of. But I've seen. Right. Not that I know of. Not that I know of.
She's at the back of the church.
Well, listen.
She don't spawn there, bro. She wakes up there.
I think the back of the church has
Well, let's put it this way. I know of this lady long enough to know that she probably has never done. As far as I know, like she's always used to be about around Edison. That everybody knows Yolanda.
Kids.
Right. Everybody knows her. Everybody made fun of her. She was the neighborhood drunk, and she's actually a drunk. She's not like a crackhead.
Okay.
So she's like always drunk. Fucking. So, but where as opposed to her, I've actually heard that lady say, "Oh, you know, I'll give you head for this and that." I've heard that lady say that.
To you?
No, not to me.
Someone's like, "I wish."
Yo, that's one gummy blowjob, bro. Cause she got no teeth.
It's not even gum, but just like the gingivitis. It's all like this everything. Like Bro, what does pants smell like, bro?
Oh, bro, that's physical. No, I don't think it goes to that level because
Is she homeless?
if someone stoops to fuck her,
Yeah.
that's I'm
Yo,
sorry.
you don't even need mouthwash at that point.
Yeah.
You gotta swash some fucking hand sanitizer for me. Like, I'm not even. You get the fuck away from me.
Just gonna put your dick in her mouth. Like, that's where it stops.
Don't put my dick anywhere near that person.
You
Man.
got a cheese grater in that fucking.
That
You only got like 2 teeth and they're one's here, one's right here, bro.
It's like the fucking Starlight Pet from like Star Wars and shit. Like,
Oh my god. Speaking of Star Wars, Adrian was actually the person that told me this. I hope it's not true, but Kenobi might be a bait and switch.
What do you mean bait and switch?
Like they'll give the sense that it's about Kenobi, but Kenobi might just give that mantle to like somebody else or some shit, or it might be about someone else.
No, I don't think so.
that he might have met in his wait for Luke.
Nah, because
I mean,
in the
yeah,
show, in the cartoon Rebels, they go through a lot of what he went through when he was living on Tatooine with Luke.
yeah.
So he was fighting a lot of the, what are they called?
Tusken Raiders, sand people.
Them and the guys that
The Inquisitors.
were the Inquisitors that are hunting. They hunt Jedi, right? That's their job.
Yeah.
Them, yeah. He
Also Maul too, right?
Yeah, Maul, yeah. And Maul was running like a fucking drug ring, right, or some.
well, that's why I like hoping that it's not true, because like I want to see another fucking Kenobi and Maul fight. Like,
Yeah.
I hope that breaks the internet again.
Is
Because I don't know.
is it during Rebels where like Maul tries to like take over Mandalore and stuff?
Yeah.
And, like, the fact
Yeah.
That, like, okay.
That's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
That was with Savage Approach, right?
No,
Yeah.
that's during the Clone Wars.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's with Anakin and shit. That's his brother, right?
Now the Star Wars movies being produced by Disney now?
Yeah, like they
Yeah.
had like the full license, so they just,
Yeah, but I feel like they're on a better direction now because they have Dave Filoni, John Favreau, and a bunch of people like running this shit that know Star Wars.
I mean,
Yeah.
Right, I remember you
Mandalorian
said
was
John
good.
Favreau
Mandalorian
was in
was
it too.
fucking
Yeah, I think
That's the way.
Lucasfilms themselves, they're like, so a while back they like reinstated all of their studios and shit.
So as far as Disney's concerned, I pitched in this great idea when I was having this yesterday. Ariel, I don't know if you guys know Ariel, football player. Yeah, he's over at my house yesterday. He's a big MCU guy now, by the way.
Nice.
And me and my brother were having this conversation too with him, and we were like, I pitched in this great idea. I was like, instead of having these movies, always having to like intertwine with each other, the end credit scene, this and that. Now that Disney almost has complete, ownership of these characters,
Yeah.
they should do every single movie as if it's its own comic issue. You know what I mean?
You said about the MCU.
yeah.
Right. They shouldn't have to like. All right, like we get it. We've seen this already. Like the movies, the end credits, everything ties in, the Easter eggs, yada yada yada. New rock stars gonna make a video on it, explaining it. Right? He's gonna make a video explaining the plot holes, because he's paid by Disney. So make every single movie an individual movie.
That's
Like,
what
you
I'm-
don't have to do. You don't have like. You can put one character another way. Oh, if you want to bring back Chris Evans, but it doesn't have to be like an MCU movie. Like
but like, how do you convert a comic where at times it's multiple comics telling a story into like one movie?
So
You know what I mean? Like,
you can make that its own side series or whatever. But I was telling him, like, you know how DC, they have their DCEU and then they have their like other movies that just they have nothing to do with that.
Joker,
Exactly.
good example.
Okay,
Right,
okay.
Marvel,
like that. That's a perfect example.
Marvel
They do
can
way
do
better.
that now that they built this shit up for what, 10 years, 12 years, whatever they have.
it's been a while.
It's been a long time. Like at this point, they don't need, like he said, to follow a main storyline. You can have stories about, like, there's a comic called Marvel Ruins, right? Where fucking Spider-Man, when he was bitten by the spider, he got fucking cancer. The Hulk looks like a tumor monster. Like, it's everything went wrong. And like you could do that as just a side thing. You don't need to connect it to the MCU.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. They could do a Marvel Zombies movie if they want.
Well, they're gonna
You
do
know
it
what?
actually.
They are.
They are.
Yeah.
You think it'd be a cop out if they gave everyone that's had a TV show their own individual movie?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Like, I don't want to.
Like if they gave Loki a movie and they like further explain like variants and like the TVA and all that bullshit.
Yeah, because they're giving him a season 2. Like, I don't need a movie.
Yeah.
Same thing with Moon Knight. Moon Knight was like okay as a series. I liked it.
What if they did a movie tying all the heroes that have had a TV show
I feel like,
So like,
for like a common goal or some bullshit?
I feel like they're trying to do that though with
Yeah.
like these like shows.
Like a sort of like a Defenders thing, right?
They
Yeah,
should have
because-
done that.
That's a problem I have too, because they took him off Netflix to put him on Disney Plus to then say that they're gonna reboot Daredevil.
Wait,
No,
reboot it or like
no, they're gonna
add on to it?
I think they're gonna add on to it because
They better fucking add on.
They put
Yeah,
this
because
guy-
of when they fucking ended Daredevil. I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna?
Oh, and I heard they ruined Kingpin and the Hawkeye thing. I heard
Yeah,
they
they kinda-
ruined him.
a little bit.
How?
Because they killed him.
We don't know that.
Well, they killed him, but they like just the way, like he was like scrapping with Daredevil.
They
and,
buffed him, if anything. Like,
well, he was scrapping with Daredevil, and freaking Punisher kicked his ass, and then freaking he loses to that chick, right? Was it the
Echo.
chick?
Yeah.
That's like there's no scaling anymore.
Here's my opinion then on that, because my thing would be probably it depends on where they bring the show back. Like if they bring it before the blip or after the blip, that's just gonna be.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah. That did happen, and that's what I just had like an epiphany moment. Like if they start bringing back, like they only said they're gonna do Daredevil, but what if they start bringing everyone else back? They're gonna have to explain that, bro.
wait, but didn't they say it could be a variant of Daredevil?
That's also another theory that it's not Daredevil.
But that's
Daredevil.
also what I didn't want Marvel to do when the fucking multiverse
This
came
is
in.
what I mean, man. This is too much to keep up with.
It's because at this point to put them in, because if they were gonna put them into that universe, they had to do it in 2012 when Avengers came out.
We're gonna start fucking turning this into like a Marvel podcast, and one day they're just gonna be one of those. You know how like fucking back then in like CSI TV shows they had like that fucking. It all started with Iron Man 1. It was fucking go.
Start in that cave.
Well, this is what happens, man. You build a universe, it's going to get like that.
Yeah, and people are gonna fucking critique you for continuity and plot holes and flaws in the story. Like, and that's just
how it is.
Fucking anything.
Yeah.
Like, you can't fucking say Harry Potter's Harry Potter and that this move kills this guy but won't kill that guy because that guy has the only thing that won't kill him because of that.
Called plot armor.
Yeah, like fuck out of here, bro. Like, I just need more of Scarlet Witch just turning people into Twizzlers and fucking
Eating them.
Yeah, bro, do whatever. But like, her powers were crazy, but they weren't crazy enough. I needed her for at least 3 more movies with like multiple sorcerers.
Yo, I low key felt the fear. Low key, like
It was scary.
Imagine, like,
Oh yeah, Sam Raimi. He did a good
you
job.
would have loved watching the movie because I got so not mad, but like I had certain pet peeves with just certain scenes. So like, there's a thing where Doctor Strange and the girl, her name's America, right?
Yeah, America.
They go into this fucking into this universe, right? And they basically get like sanctioned into these holes that are like, oh, these are the strongest things, you can't break out of them, and they also keep in any antigens or diseases you may have, whatever, so we can quarantine you. When Scarlet Witch is approaching that room, the same scientist bragging about all that shit is trying to break it open with a fucking fire extinguisher. In the fucking theater, I'm like, you should know how fucking futile this is.
Oh wow,
What
that's
are you
crazy, dude.
And then, I know you said you don't mind, so I'm gonna kind of explain why I don't like America Chavez as a character. It's-
Oh, I want to hear
I don't
that.
feel like she had any character development.
Bro, it's one movie.
at all.
Right, it's one movie, and somehow Doctor Strange. Because I was watching this movie, so I'm like, I'm going in a tailspin here. So there's a ponytail Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And he's in America Chavez's universe.
No.
I don't think he was.
No. So what happened was that America Chavez, when they explained in the movie, she
Was being chased.
was being chased by Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, like a demon that she's
Yeah.
The
And then
hentai monster?
Yeah. And then,
yeah.
Okay.
and then she ended up in
Defender
Strange's universe, which is Ponytail Strange.
Okay.
And the movie starts with them 2 running away from that ribbon monster.
in the Gap Junction, and
And
trying to
then
find the
he's
book.
like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to take your power.
That's what I was going to say. And who said that to her?
Defender Strange, the Ponytail Strange.
Does he know her?
no,
That's what I mean. How does he know that if he takes away her power, he's going to kill? You
Because
know?
the Sorcerer Supreme. There's something as the movie goes on. There's things that you pick on as the viewer because they like to do that thing, they treat you stupid. So
Right.
where they'll do a thing where it's like in the beginning you're kind of lost. That's what they want to build up on.
Right.
You end up finding out later in the film that this guy didn't really know about her. He just knows enough sorcery. There's things that he has to be careful about. She's a being. He doesn't know what the fuck. So he's like, I'm gonna take your stuff because I can't trust you for dick.
Yeah.
Him having that thought process is exactly why it's a problem, because he's Doctor Strange. He's thinking he can solve everything, but in doing so, he creates the problems. That scene where he's taking her powers, that gave her a distrust in him. If you're like this here, you're gonna be like this everywhere. She doesn't exist anywhere else other than with.
See, and that's what I mean. How does that make any sense?
What?
How does she not exist any other? She's
She
the
has
only
to-
full America child.
Yeah, she's the
He has
only one
to
that exists.
be like whatever the fucking like the creators or whatever the Celestials maybe it came from. Maybe that's where she's from. But like there has to be some sort of like because they do give like a little stupid ass like dream thing of like it looks like you're in Teletubby world and they're fucking there with like strollers with baby America Chavez and it's like they're in like some sort of distant fucking utopia for aliens.
Well, it's called Utopia.
And they speak Spanish.
Wow, and she's got 2 moms. I heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're very woke. We're
No, but
No, I wasn't. I'm just saying.
that was in the comics already. That was like
Right, of
that
course.
lesbian whatever.
But again, to get back to what I was saying, they're doing like this about to end, and they're doing this fight, and Scarlet Witch to this point of the movie, Doctor Strange can barely do nothing to her, right? Can't even fucking scratch her. Can barely defend himself against her, right?
Who?
Doctor Strange
Against who?
against Scarlet Witch.
Even with all those demons with him.
All
barely.
they've been doing the whole movie is running, and he does like tricky shit, but like he'll turn her attacks into like bubbles or some shit. Like that's it. Like there's no like attack spells. They're all defensive. And so she's like leaning on the table. She's still restrained, I think, or whatever the fuck. And she's like, "Can't do it." And then he's in the body of the dead Strange. Yes, you can. And then 10 more minutes.
Nah,
happen.
you
Yeah.
oversimplified it a
He
lot.
stood up and punched her, bro. Punched the air in front of her, and then that was the end of the movie. Because she
No.
didn't do anything to her. She what? She fell.
You
We gotta make Sumo watch
oversimplified
it.
it. Yeah.
So
You guys gotta
From what
watch.
I saw, I think he explained it to a T.
No.
Dude, I swear to God, dude,
Bro,
you gotta watch. He couldn't have said it any better.
Here, we can do a versus right now. Your
Sorry, I want to hear this. From what I saw, he explained it perfect.
That's what I saw.
So what he's saying that he doesn't like about America Chavez, right? That he compared her to Rey in Star Wars, right? But I answered to him in that same text. I was like, "Yo, nah, it can be because what they did with America Chavez, they had to do with Rey in 3 movies. It only took 1 for America Chavez to get her enough character development to then go on to this next movies, right? To know what she's gonna go through, what her tribulations are, and whatever. Now that scene, if you remember correctly, bro, it was long as fuck because that was like the whole 3rd act of the movie. You can't tell me it was 30 seconds like that. Nah, she was restrained, but the reason he was that strong at this point and was trying to attack what's her face, Wanda and all that shit was because of the Darkhold. Remember, he was using the.
Oh yeah, he didn't give a fuck. That was just that though. But
I know.
Like,
It was for the
wasn't
greater
like he was
good.
attacking her. It was just for him to be in that body.
I know, but that whole scene, the reason it's too oversimplified is because she has distrusted him after what Defender Strange has done.
Yeah,
And then
that's what I'm saying. Oh my god, you trust me. I trust my power now.
She gave because she was gonna give in.
Yeah,
She didn't. She didn't.
she was telling him to take his power.
Yeah, but then he was like,
then,
"No, I
you
can't.
got this."
You got this." Because at that point, what did he say? Every portal you set up
Brought us to the next
brought us to the next
Oh
place
yeah,
that we needed
where
to
we
be.
to be. Yes.
And then when she got unrestrained,
Plot device.
what? The portal?
Right there, that line right there was a plot device.
This is why it's annoying to try to explain to people.
Right.
It's like, hey, Jingle Key, it's the equivalent of this. Like you're finding excuses to put the full story forward. This isn't.
That's exactly what it is.
Intriguing to the
We should
viewer.
stop talking.
It's just.
But that's exactly what it is
I
right
can't.
there, dude. Like,
I can't. It's just, but it's like you have previous movies to compare these things to. If you're gonna have that much time constraints, you're gonna have a fucking character there. And maybe if you do, it's gonna have to be like a 2-parter thing because obviously it doesn't work. Obviously, certain people are gonna have a issue with it. Now, that's the thing where people say when it comes to cinematography that certain Marvel films aren't movies. I guess that's what they mean. There's certain things that don't kind of fit that.
Well, cinematography has to do more with shots, not with storytelling.
Well, yeah, I guess. So whatever the thing is for I'm sorry.
Screenwriting.
Like the screenwriting.
I guess. Well, when it comes to the camera work, like, when you gotta direct shit, I guess.
Yeah.
You gotta how you do things for that is a different overall in comparison to how you do with their short material. I don't know anything about American Chavez, but odds are.
Did you watch Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
Now, what was your takeaway from American Chavez? Do you know anything about her after watching
I
that?
was staring for like most of the film. I know there's a lot of beautiful shots of her just going.
Yeah, that's my point. It's like she only served the plot. That's all her character was.
We watched the movie with Johan, and Johan was like, "Yo, I need to know how old that actor was because the shots that they were taking had her ass in it like way too much, and it felt like they were like just showing off like the character and the
girl's
background."
15.
And I was like, "Exactly," and that's why he was saying that shit.
That's weird.
And I was just like, I was like, that's just weird.
I mean, you shouldn't be focusing on that.
Yeah, exactly. I was just
So
like,
that's Johan. If he likes looking at, I mean, that's him. But
Yeah.
I was 16. I think, all right, you might dislike it. I don't like it as much as other Marvel movies, but I don't think it was
it's
the
not that I
worst
don't
one.
like it. I'm just.
I don't think it was the worst
Listen,
one.
my expectation of the movie was, Doctor Strange, something goes wrong with Scarlet Witch. They find an excuse to travel through dimensions and universes. Oh, he goes through this universe. He meets this character. Nostalgia. He meets this character from this old movie. I thought that was going to happen, and we didn't get that.
That's why he was so bummed
That's
out.
why I was.
Yeah, right.
And I told him, I was like, why'd you get your hopes up? Like,
Yeah, I think the reason everybody's so like bummed about this movie was it was the hype. It just kind of overdid it for us.
Everybody thought
Everyone
Rider was coming back.
Ghost Rider,
Ghost
Eric
Rider,
Bane is the
yeah.
first Hulk.
Everybody.
For me, it's not only just America Chavez's character that gets me that. It's that other thing that I mentioned, like with the continuity of like, yo, why are you trying to break this super strong shit, knowing how strong it is, whatever. And then all this plot, all this conflict to kill yourself. You can't even be like, I'm gonna atone for my sins, like,
Right?
Because the other version of Wanda was like, just know that they'll be taken care of.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna kill myself. What the?
I think
it's because
he knew she would have.
she knew she
that's
caused
almost
some
like
sort of harm to her kids.
That's
You know?
Probably.
That's cool. Like that's like
She just accepted the fact that she couldn't have kids
To me,
or her kids.
I'm not saying it happens so often that it is a cliche, but it felt like a cliche to me.
No, it is that for sure. I'm gonna kill myself so that everybody can be safe. Like
cliche and anticlimactic.
that's what it is, anticlimactic, and I think that's why people are so bummed with this movie.
It happened in the Eternals.
Yeah, that movie was trash. That whole movie was fucking garbage.
That's why I made someone posted on Twitter. It's like, yo, mans would rather kill himself going into the sun than seeking therapy. That's what it was, because like usually what he did though, at the end he atoned for his sins by just flying into the sun.
Well, because he had a existential crisis too at that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that it was
There you
more than
go.
just flying into the sun, because it's like you got to think that they betrayed like their mom,
Yeah.
and then lied about it, and then killed like 3 more of them, like, and fed them to the enemy.
No, but again, the premise of killing myself because I did a thing.
Yeah,
It was already done. in
Yeah,
the film.
it was.
Yeah.
Now you're doing it again in a newer film.
Yo, but the best part about that movie, bro, was when this guy hit her with the rock in the back of the head.
I think the best scene was when the speed girl was fucking him up.
Oh,
That was the only scene I gave a fuck about, because she was like 2 miles this way, 3 miles back.
And she was still doing sign language in there.
Yo, this one, run!
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, she's running like 55 miles per hour. How are they gonna see this? Like,
even though you guys call that movie bad, I feel like one of the best scenes was when Fastos was in the
The World War II.
Hiroshima.
Yeah. When he saw the wreckage of like
Hiroshima,
the nuclear
Nagasaki.
bombs in Japan, that was a pretty sad moment.
Yeah.
Like you can tell.
it's because a lot of people like thought that the movie was gonna be like, I don't know what the complaint was. There was something about like the scenes, and they were like, oh, they had all these different places, but they were there for like 10 minutes. I'm like, yeah, because they were there over 2,000 fucking years.
Yeah, you don't want to see
If
it.
you want 9 installments of the Eternals, you didn't fucking like this one. Like, let's do 100 BC to 500 BC, and we'll see how that goes, and then we'll fucking do 600 to 800.
Bro, I barely lasted this movie. Like I didn't.
It was like long as fuck too, like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was like pretty long for Marvel.
You know what was more interesting than the movie? The fucking end credit scene. That was the most
With
interesting
Blade's first appearance in
Are
the
you sure
Marvel
you're ready
movie.
for that?
That shit was crazy.
And then one day they're just gonna take it back. We said it could have been Blade, but it wasn't really.
Nah,
Nah, I hope they do Blade, bro.
Kevin
You know
Feige
what cast it, right? Mahershala Ali, bro. Fucking go.
I heard Kevin Feige said they're just making this up as they go along.
No, I heard they planned it.
I heard no. I'm talking about like the continuity of like the MCU, like the whole Phase 4, like because eventually there's gonna be a culmination movie, like like how Infinity War was.
I
Like
feel
they have no
that's where they
plan.
are.
I mean, because they have a lot of the old producers still there. Kevin Feige's still there. A lot of screenwriters are now working with these newer ones, and a lot of people they're hiring too are from like fucking Rick and Morty. People from
Jurassic Park. No, wait, no, I'm thinking of Star Wars.
no, they have like a bunch of writers from these crazy ass movies. Like even the person that directed The Eternals was the girl from Nomad's Land. That was a great movie. It was like, yeah, it was terrible. But
I'll tell you what Marvel's truly following right now. It's not, you know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to take that back. They don't Marvel. It's not. Kevin Feige said he's like, we don't know what they're going to do. This is like we have no plan. They do have a plan. It's what the next trend is going to be. What somebody's gonna contrive in their head canon of what's going to go on, and then Marvel's just going to take that. Whatever the new trend is on Reddit, Twitter. There was this one TikTok my brother showed me where it was like, imagine if Falcon sees Steve Rogers on Battle World and Secret World, the Secret Wars or whatever that thing is. That TikTok had like 400K likes, 400,000 likes.
Yeah,
Almost half a million. And I know damn well Marvel Studios gets their ideas from what the trend is. Like, for example, Mr. Fantastic. The reason why he was casted was people were like, we want him. He's the guy to play him. And then
It was pretty good, though.
You can't. I don't want to tell you how he dies. You gotta.
I seen it. He gets shredded, yeah.
Twizzlers, bro. Twizzlers.
Shredded.
you guys, I think that they don't have a plan, but I feel like because they announced Secret Wars a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as like this new phase started, they announced Secret Wars, and Secret Wars is where they're headed. That's like the angle, is to have all these universes fighting in one arena. And when it gets to that point, bro, and you see Hugh Jackman, Wolverine fighting fucking Captain America's Steve Rogers, Captain Carter, whatever the
That
fuck.
makes sense.
I hope they
because,
scale those characters when they do it.
I don't know who the character was in the second end credit scene.
What?
Did you guys see both of the end credit
In
scenes?
what?
For Doctor Strange.
Yeah, the last one was.
There was nothing there.
What are you talking about?
There's 2 end credit scenes.
Yeah, we saw both.
The second one is
was
bullshit.
nothing.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
The guy, it's Bruce Campbell just saying,
It's over, and then it cuts
and
off.
it's over, and it cuts off.
So then the first one, I guess.
Oh, with Clea, yeah. She's the Sorcerer Supreme in the Dark Dimension. So you remember what's his face? Dormammu? That's
Yeah,
that's her uncle. So she's the Sorcerer Supreme in that area. And I think she's gonna take Doctor Strange to be like, yo, you caused something. Now all these universes are.
That's what I was gonna
exploding.
say because that's exactly what she said. That you started an incursion or whatever the fuck, and that's when the multiverses are starting to merge and shit. So, I guess it kind of now makes.
I know, yo, we're big ass nerds. Like,
I don't know.
I don't want to.
But I don't feel the hype anymore. Honestly,
I know a lot of people.
I don't know what it is. Like,
I mean, I feel like with time, like
Getting older.
yeah,
No, I think because it's branching
Yeah.
up into new things that we haven't yet experienced.
That too. I think it's just a mixture of
what was the new
think
thing
we're
in
just getting
Doctor
older.
Strange? That
Multiverse.
the
I
multiverse.
experienced the multiverse in No Way Home.
That wasn't really.
Like, if you would have told me, like,
What do you mean that wasn't
I mean-
really the multiverse when people were brought from universes?
I know. I'm just saying, like,
Loki.
it wasn't. Yeah, I guess.
like they're not doing like this or anything like that's been like the end like boss for like this whole phase.
It's Kang.
If they
really, right? You want to see Galactus on live action, man.
if they ever do Galactus, they're gonna have to do the Fantastic
Yeah.
Four, right?
So
Yeah.
It's coming out in 2024.
So maybe that's what
So-
that's probably the next phase. I don't know. I just feel like I'm not saying that like it's been deteriorating like the
But
quality.
it hasn't been keeping up. Since,
Yeah, like I don't know, like because before it used to up the ante every time. Now I don't feel that same feeling anymore. I'm not saying that's like anything on them or anything, but
Yeah.
that's just why I'm not excited anymore.
But also too like what in life has been able to be like that popular for so long, and like it just keeps its like charm. Like things over time,
Right.
just kinda die off.
It's
Like,
gonna
that's
go the
nature
way
of
of
things.
like the Western movies back then,
Yeah.
the cowboy movies. that was like the thing. Like that was like the golden goose back then. That's the category that people always. Superhero movies were like good. It became a trend. It's a culture now, and it's
now
like
it's just
dying off a little bit.
Well, it's my fault. You.
So like what's like the trend now as far as movies? Like where do you think like the whole trend's gonna be now with like movies?
I think, and I was talking to him about that too. Where it's like movies are done. Like, to be honest, movies are done. I think media, internet, bro. Everything is on the internet, bro. YouTube content, everybody's streaming service.
Yeah,
like you have
that's crazy.
Everybody's watching Twitch, bro. Everybody's on. People that have never seen live streams in their lives are watching
Twitch. Yeah,
live streams of the news, live streams of gaming, live streams of
shootings.
Whatever. Sadly, like
dude, that
live streams of
was
everything.
insane,
That was
dude.
insane, bro.
What's up, guys? Today we're
we get like fucking like whole like I feel like people were like putting like money in like the chat too and shit. Like fucking donos.
Yeah.
Just getting donos in like the chat and shit. Like
That's crazy.
Bail my boy out.
free my boy.
My boy didn't do nothing.
thank you for the tier 1 sub.
Tier one
sub.
Disclaimer, I doubt this needs to be said, but he is not in fact our boy.
Yeah.
So that way I could just leave this in here for the
Not any fucking remotely close.
Yeah, no, fuck that guy.
I'm black, so you know what I'm saying.
That doesn't speak
This
for
this
itself.
country, man, is going to hell in a handbasket.
We're all Hispanic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. None of us ally with white people.
Oh,
Basically.
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
But I don't feel like anyone's truly white anymore. Like truly white. And if there is, it's not
What do you mean?
like they're a minority. Now.
Pure.
Yeah, like you're purely fucking white. Like,
Oh.
like I don't even know what purely white means anymore.
Well, white. If you want to talk about white, like person,
Yeah,
a
like-
white man. It was
Caucasian.
reserved for people of Anglo-Saxon descent. Like if you were an Irish or Italian, you were considered culturally backward and subhuman. That's obviously changed now because of like integration and stuff like that. But
yeah.
because back then, this area was not segregated, but it was filled with people, Irish,
No, but it was
Italian,
like
German.
it's very much like how the Italians didn't see themselves as white either. Like
They don't.
Yeah.
They still don't. They still don't. They operate very differently. It's not like,
They don't
for example,
follow
my father, on my dad's Italian side of the family.
Yeah.
I never got the impression I never felt like, oh, these are all white people. I never felt that way. But on my dad's mother, my grandmother's side of the family, I got that sentiment where it was my father's side of the family. I was like, oh, okay, these are more ethnic, people.
right.
I felt like I was at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like when you box people into this one category. It's unfair to those people who have an identity, a cultural identity. It's like, oh, you're white. Well, no, you're not. Because first of all, when those very same people arrived here to this country, they were treated like shit because they weren't white.
No, but now the thing is that because their skin,
Because of their skin color. That's like that's
And that's what I
right.
mean, because like that's all it is now. It's like someone can call me white, but I'm Dominican and Ecuadorian. I'm white.
Yeah, but also like race is based off what you could see.
Yeah.
You get me? So like I can't tell what you are, but I can tell
Yeah.
you're white. You get me? Like,
Yeah. But I feel like I wouldn't categorize myself as white.
And that's why it's ignorant. That's why it's ignorant to just look at somebody's skin color and be like, oh well, you're white and you're black and you're this and you're that. It's like I said, being white was never. To me, it's a category of the mind. That's all it is. It's all in your head. You don't really know what somebody is and how they identify and what they truly are.
Yeah, it's fucking getting harder to now.
But it's just funny though, because like all like these constructs of like race and what people look like came from white people. You get me? Like they were the ones saying, "Oh, well,
Yeah, like
that
writing
person's
in
darker
the
than me,
three
so
books
that
and
person
shit.
is this." You get me? Like all that came like from them. So it's just kind of like that whole like
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like whoever wins in history is like who's writing the books.
no, exactly, yeah.
So you guys think? Because I argue with my sister a lot about this. She doesn't like white people at all,
I mean,
Any
it's
white
fucking terrible. Fucking smell.
and and it's like
Smell like women.
personally, I've never had, and I'm not gonna say that I'm never gonna have that experience of like racism because I'm sure one day someone's gonna be like, "Oh, you," whatever, right? I've never had them around here. I've never had a problem with like these white people, to be honest with you. And I know there are bad white people, but the same way I know there are bad Mexican people.
Yeah.
Right? I'm Mexican. I know a bunch of fucking Mexican
parents.
Racist Hispanics.
Yeah.
Hispanics also don't like black people and also don't like white people.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
And you gotta
right?
think that there's also a lot of cultures that also just practice xenophobia as well too.
Yeah. Too, like, culturally speaking, everywhere in the world, like, if you're darker skinned, like, you're seen as like poor, dirty. You know,
It's always like that.
everywhere.
It's always like that. In northern and southern Italy is the same way.
Asia, like if like you're like pale skin, like that's seen as being like rich royalty because you're in like the fucking like castle all day doing nothing. But if you're tan,
Fucking, you're super white because all the fluorescent lighting.
if you're not working out in like the heat, like you're gonna be pale. Like that's what it is. Yeah.
But
So.
do you think racism and patriotism have any correlation? Because a lot of people would say yes, but I'm saying like, why is it bad to be like, oh, I'm an American and I'm fucking proud of it, right? But when other countries do that, it's like, yeah, you're Mexican, be Mexican. Like, why is that okay?
Because I feel like just because the history of America and how America became America is kind of like, you know,
But you can't,
like,
yeah, I know, I get that, but you can't say that like a bunch of other countries didn't conquer their area.
Right, exactly.
It's like holding a son responsible for his father's sins. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like,
Right.
I'm not trying to use that in the same analogy, but like, let's say Timmy from down south, the only way he can remember his fucking Uncle Gerard is because he unfortunately chose the wrong fucking side, and that's he has the Confederate flag, and that's what he chooses to wave in honor of his uncle or whatever. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I don't think it's my place to tell someone else.
Well, the Confederate flag, the one that you see flying in the South, is actually the battle flag. It's not the actual Confederate flag. So the people don't know this. Robert E. Lee is recognized by the United States military as a U.S. veteran. He is.
Yeah.
He's acknowledged that he's a veteran in the United States military. So people down South see this as a source of pride. Many people don't want to acknowledge this, but there are a lot of black people who hoist that flag down there.
Because they're kind of like, you know.
You think they're like taking it back?
No,
Or
I just
like,
like
what do you
being
mean?
dumb.
They were fighting to keep your ancestors.
Because honestly, because what was the South fighting for?
Slavery.
Do you really believe that?
Okay, listen, right? Because they say that like the North was like
Infringing.
infringing on like their rights, all like the money, the taxes. What was the South doing where they were producing so much money that they weren't being properly taxed on it? Slavery.
Right, but you have to take into consideration that slavery was a dying institution at the time. With the invention of the cotton gin, stuff like that. It was much more than that. I personally am not an expert on this subject, but that's what that side argues, that it was about states' rights and stuff like that. You can even look at the writings of Robert E. Lee, who was himself not fond of slavery. He wasn't.
What? Really?
He was not.
Yeah, he also didn't want like monuments to be built of him, and that's why it's ironic where people are having these flags saying that, oh no, don't take down like these like statues, but even like the people that fought during those wars don't want these statues to be up here. So that's where it just comes to where it's ignorance and like them just being racist because they have actually like no meaning as to why they want to keep these things. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, that's a debate. Like, even like some of like the councilmen and the people who, like, I know what you're referring to, like Charlottesville, that whole ordeal, the riots happened and stuff. Even like the liberal councilmen, people were like who let's say would have probably taken the side of those who wanted to take down those statues. Were like, no, I'm more in favor of actually keeping the statues because of X, Y, and Z.
yeah.
So, but because obviously there were some unsavory people who arrived at some of those protests, neo-Nazis,
A lot of
KKK
unsavory
people,
people.
yes.
Probably.
But there were people generally, because I've watched an entire documentary on this. There were people who actually were going to these council meetings who were not KKK members. There was even a black guy there who was like, you know what, we shouldn't really be doing this because this is only antagonism. This is only antagonizing and dividing the city of Charlottesville. This is like a non-issue. We have more bigger fish to fry. This isn't.
True.
They're being logical about it. It wasn't like my culture and I'm white and you're black and this is my stuff. That's not how it was.
Let's take care of the bigger stuff right now and then
Right.
later.
And then I could go on a whole tangent about the guy who set up that whole event, Jason Kessler, Richard Spencer, all those dudes who set up that event.
The fucking losers, bro. No, it worked.
I know.
After that, he was threatened to get arrested. Did you ever see that video?
Of Jason Kessler?
It wasn't him that he was threatened to get arrested. He was like crying about it. He was confessing that he's like, "Oh, they're gonna shoot me, guys. They're gonna."
I think that was Jason Kessler.
fucking pussy, bro.
But even the guy, he stood at the podium and they were just so loud. They didn't let him speak because the girl had died there. Remember, the guy ran over.
Yeah.
And he was like, trying to explain, the event. They just wouldn't let him talk. And they eventually, the press swarmed on him and tried to jump the shit out of him. He ran away.
I don't mean to cut you off. Did you ever hear of that incident with that actor from Power staging that attack?
Justice Smollett. Yeah, everybody's aware of that. Yeah.
That's pretty funny, bro. Like he hired like two like Nigerian like people like to beat him up.
And then he pulled out a get out of jail free card.
Not really. Isn't he like having to like pay shit and all that stuff?
Well, he's Jewish.
Yeah, but originally he was gonna get actual time, and then they were gonna give him time, and then be like, oh, you can post a bail, whatever. And then the lawyers argued like the amount of time that it would take for the bail to clear, he would have just served his time. So let's just take him out. I would have been like, so then it's all the more reason just to let him serve his time.
Well, he's Jewish. He has Jewish privilege, and his grandmother got up there and invoked the Holocaust. Once that happened, it was all over.
Jeez, I didn't know.
That was all over. That's it. Just don't let him serve any jail time.
I didn't know anything about that.
Yes, that's what happened.
That's crazy.
I want to look that up. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
He referenced the Holocaust.
I'm not denying it, but I'm not accepting it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not my place to debate whether she was right
And
or
that's
not.
exactly what the third world topic is right there.
That's Sumo's Instagram all day.
I gotta go all day.
But going back to the statues, I think my whole thing with racism and all that, it's more about, I think all these things, we should just keep it a part of our history. And, because we have a bad side and a good side. We should recognize our mistakes.
Yeah, but
So that we don't.
I can just go on my phone and just be like, what happened during this year?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no reason for it.
But what would happen in your life that would make you search up what happened in that year?
True.
Curiosity, what was the cause of those statues being built in the first place?
That's a good
I
point.
They were built
I guess bullshit
to
Memoria
instill
to
fear
plague
of
you.
black people.
That too.
Do you think so, though? Like, do you know that?
That's
for
the
a fact?
actual reason, though, because if you look at when they were built, like look at when most of those statues were built, and you'd be like, yeah, like it's pretty prevalent. Like it was during like the whole like 1960s, the whole like civil rights movement, and it makes sense. Let's show black people that you're going into a place where it's court, where it's supposed to be like no bias, all that, and you're putting a person that was fighting to keep your ancestors in chains. I mean, like, sorry, like my throat. But yeah, like, so it's crazy. Like,
It is true. I think he has a point in that where it's like, I didn't even know when they were built, to be honest with you.
yeah,
But if they were built in the 1960s during the civil rights movement, that's kind of like
That's a little provocative.
Yeah,
I don't know when those. I don't know when.
That's more of like you guys are here because we like you.
yeah.
well, look,
yeah,
literally, yeah,
relax.
like you guys are here because we're letting you be here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I can get the connotation.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know when those statues were built, but if it was built during the 1960s, that probably was a little provocative. We're talking about the Robert E. Lee statue at Charlottesville.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that brings us back to the whole white thing. The reason why the statue was taken down already.
Yeah.
The left, the people, the liberals, the black identitarians, the people on that side of the fence, everybody pretty much won that culture war. They took it down
Yeah.
because of the people that showed up. Who were the people that showed up? White nationalists, KKK people,
Neo-Nazis.
just tainted the entire thing, tainted the entire peaceful protest. Riots happened. Antifa showed up. BLM showed up. When that happens, they're gonna fight. They destroyed the whole fucking park.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it was. Even the guy in the video, and
He's screaming.
like, yeah, he's like, "There's a hot race war." Yeah, I swear to God.
Psychopaths.
So that's what happens when you get that category of white. What is white now? White is seen as like a negative connotation now. So when you get that imposed on you, conversation's over, because once you're white, you're racist, and you need to atone for your sins, and there's no redeemability. Now, fast forward to the BLM protests in 2020 when George Floyd died.
Yeah.
There was a protest to the removal of King Louis IX in St. Louis. They were like, let's take this down. He's X, Y, and Z. He hates all minorities, stuff like that. Now, why was the statue kept? Why did those people keep that? So why did they win in keeping that statue there? Why? Because they didn't let the people, their opposition, impose a category on them. For example, there were Catholics there that were there praying the rosary and stuff. Because St. Louis the Ninth, King Louis the Ninth, Saint King Louis the Ninth, actually, is considered a saint in the Catholic Church, and a lot of those French immigrants in St. Louis honor him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the leader of the counter protest movement was Umar Lee. And he smeared these people as white supremacists or Nazis. Nothing could have been further from the truth. That's not what it was. They stuck to their guns. They prayed. They stood by that statue and engaged in dialogue with those people there and told them flat out, like, this is not what St. Louis is about. This is our Catholic faith here. This has nothing to do with race. So by them protecting that statue in that manner and not making it about the racial issue, especially at a hot time like that in America, is the reason why that statue's still up right now.
So, like, how do you guys feel about, like, Christopher Columbus and stuff? Like,
I feel
where do you think, like, that falls into all this?
I feel like we shouldn't have this kind of
holiday thing?
Well, not maybe his holiday, probably, and the statue, because, like, he wrote down the things he did. He wrote down that, like, oh, I gave this native girl to this guy, and he told me that she scratched him, and he beat her, and it's like...
Did you know he went back to the Spanish monarchy and got punished for his
deeds? No, I did, yeah. Like, he didn't get punished for
his crimes, yeah.
I think with him, though, I wouldn't glorify anything that he did. And also, they lied to us during elementary school. They made a lot of textbooks that weren't true. You know, all these...
blatant lies. Oh, like, the first Thanksgiving, it was all like...
a lot of that shit is pure lies. And that we need to change. I think when it comes to all these changes, let's go and change our education system on how we're educating the kids on these topics.
But that's the thing. Like, that's crazy how the place that we live in, like, they lie to us about history.
Yeah,
that's like crazy to me.
That pisses me off. That goes back to what we just said like 15 minutes ago. Those who win are those who write history.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's fucking sucks.
Well, I have a point of contention with that because you go to your average college, university, any of those places. Those professors are telling you all white men are evil and they're terrible. Christopher Columbus was a slave trader and yada. You know, the same old Marxist liberal mantra. They give you that's all they talk about. Imagine going to Rutgers right now and talking about how proud you are of being Columbus, being a
No.
That would never work. It would be like you can go to like elementary school, they'll teach you like, the milquetoast side of history. But as you get older, that's not how it is anymore. It's not. Especially when you go to college. It's way different.
Yeah.
Why do they spend that much time teaching you the wrong thing?
Because they want
to prepare you to be that way.
Yeah.
They want to build you up for failure because you're a man.
But also too, like, white people don't want you to know that white people are bad. At
the same time, though, a lot of this rhetoric about how white people are this are white people themselves. Like, I rarely come across a black person who's telling me all this stuff about how evil white people. It's always a white woman.
I feel like he's talking about the descendants of those the slavers and whatever. Their descendants don't want them to know, like, oh, my family did this back then. Not like, oh,
do you think a person nowadays should atone for the sins of their ancestors?
No, I mean, I don't know. It's difficult.
No, but I feel like if they were to tell us what actually happened in this country, we would grow up not wanting to be American. That's the thing. Like, if like you're talking about all the bad things that the country that you live in did, why the fuck would you want to be here?
But that goes for all countries. Do you think Russia talks about their rape campaign during World War II?
No, but Germany does talk about the Holocaust.
Because they're an occupied country and they pay like alimony to Israel like every single.
Is that true?
Yes, it's true. And they're still an occupied country by the United States as well as Japan. So that's in their curriculum. Never again, right? The propaganda, never again. We never want to commit the Holocaust again. That's it. Whereas countries like Russia, if you bring up the fact that the Red Army raped German women from ages 8 to 80, which is exactly what the policy was,
Yeah.
you'd go to jail. That's just how it is. And in America, it's not necessarily it's more institutional, where it's like they teach you certain things and they avoid talking about certain subjects. But now it's not like that anymore, especially like in our top level university. You go to Harvard, it's totally not like that.
Yeah, but that's Harvard. Like, your average person isn't going to Harvard. You know what I mean? Like,
right, but these are the people that are going to lead our country sooner or later. I mean, that's right.
yeah.
But why should they lead the country? I mean, are they that intelligent? Do you really think their intelligence is like way above ours in that way?
Yes.
No, it's just because of avenues if they're where they've gone.
I think so
that
too.
job is going to get them set up for whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
but you're turning out a workforce of people to add to the betterment of our country. Like, to be honest, you don't want a rocket scientist or an engineer that's going to benefit the United States. You don't want them to be high school graduates. You don't want them to go to college and, have all these, realms of expertise. And again, I hate college. I don't like any of that stuff. I think it's a scam, but there are certain aspects of it that work. Right?
If you're well to do, if you have a family who can pay it off for keep you in there for the rest of your life. And
that's another thing. It's like, how many of these kids actually wanted to do this? Right?
Yeah.
Like, my dad is a politician. Let me just be a politician.
But on the same coin, how many people wasted their time because they wanted to please their parents?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Is like, maybe these kids are just like, maybe they're not even there. They're not
you and me. You and I. Sorry, that's grammatically correct.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I went to school. I didn't fucking like it. I disappointed my parents. Like, I wanted to be an electrician.
I disappointed my parents.
I mean, my dad was an electrician in Mexico, right?
Ain't no shame on my game.
Go to electrical. Electrical. I went. I didn't fucking like it.
Next time you just gotta hit them with a no you. Just be like, stop projecting.
I'm not risking getting beat. What the hell?
Yeah,
What?
fuck that.
You got beat while learning about electricity.
Oh no, we were talking about our parents.
Yeah.
Getting beat for not wanting to do it.
For not wanting to do what they want to say. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, like, this whole conversation, I'm not trying to get under anybody's skin. I love all you guys, and we all have our own opinions. But I think, in my point of view, I don't. Because once you do this to white people, right, you can then do it to Mexicans, or you can then do it to this people and this people. And like, this group is hated because of this, and that. This group is like, let's keep. In my opinion, let's keep the groups out of this. Let's keep the skin color out of it. And it's hard to do that.
You can't really do
it is. It is hard. I know, but I look at you, and I look at my brother, and I look at Adrian and Xavier and Sumo. I don't see you guys as whatever color you are. I mean, I grew up with you guys. Like,
but that's also just because your surroundings. Where if you take John from fucking like
Walmart,
Cornberg, fucking like Kentucky, like, he's only around white people. You know what I mean? So it's more basically like where like you're from too.
So you think, for me, well, 'cause I argue with my sister this all the time. I don't like generalizing people, because I wouldn't like to be
for sure.
generalizing.
Well, when people talk about what continue, we're gonna say your sister.
Yeah, so I don't want to be put into a certain group if I'm not that. You know what I mean? I don't want to label on me, and I wouldn't want to label anybody
when people
else.
say, most people that we've grown up with, that we associate with directly or indirectly, when they say white people this, white people that, what white people are they talking about? Because as far as I'm concerned, the only white people that they've ever interacted with in their entire lives are their teachers. That's it.
To me too, as a kid, I think what white people meant, like, to other people of my age, were like people that just didn't speak Spanish.
It's weird when I say my white friends, as a little kid, I had white friends. They weren't like middle class people, well to do, but enough to go to public school. And they just went, like, their parents from 2 towns over.
Right.
Off here for some reason. Here.
Yeah, and those disappeared in like 3rd and 4th grade.
But
Right. I had them growing up, and they would invite me over, and I'd be in what I would call white people town, only because it's so different from what I'm used to.
Yeah.
I say that jokingly. I know these are jokes, and then people sometimes ask us, kids are so fucking brutal. So how are they like? I'm like, yo, relax. they're human beings too. Like, I treat them the same. Like, if I was gonna go hang out with my brother, hey, what are you doing? Oh, you got toys? Cool, let's go hang out.
Right.
You're
Right.
a kid. Like,
Right. People can't really specify when they say white people. What kind of white people?
So when I say white people, it's like they had the blue eyes, white hair, white skin, blonde hair.
So like feature wise, you're talking about.
No, they're completely like if you had to ask them where they're from, they would tell you.
Albino.
Right. So
Albany.
like for me, a white person, a white guy, a white woman, whatever, is somebody who isn't cultured, is not cultured, doesn't really have a definitive ethnicity.
Entitled.
It's just like it's white in itself. The category itself is just a soulless. Like it's not
It's like a definition.
right. It's just
Caucasian would be.
like I never came across to me to look at my aunt on my father's side of the family and be like, oh, that's a white woman.
Yeah.
It just never came across to me like
It's a
that.
person.
But I'd look at other people, Hoboken, and I'd see them like, these are white people. You know what I mean? Like I know the difference between an ethnic person and a white person. Superficially, yeah, they're white.
But they actually behave non-white. What would you call them?
Black.
It depends on what they are. Like are they Colombian? Are they
So they would
Mexican?
call them whatever the next.
I'd call them whatever their ethnicity is.
Hispanic. Yeah.
Plain and simple. I mean, obviously, you could look at somebody and not know what they are because you just superficial. Because superficially, that's what it is. White.
Like if you had a
Just-
5-second glimpse at them. Like,
Right. Obviously, I'd be like, oh, that's a white guy. That's a black
You're
guy.
not gonna sit there and interrogate and go, all right, after 30 hours,
What kind of white are you?
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
it all matters based off of context.
Yeah.
It's just, oh, shit. I don't get, I just don't agree with boxing people into this one category because,
But you see how as a kid, my perception of it is already vastly different from how you're describing it now. You see, like, and that's me as a kid.
yeah,
Where kids don't think. Well,
right. I'm not going to ask anybody to, pronounce this word for me. Where are you from? Oh, and then I'm going to refer to those people as
As a
white.
kid, you're gonna see someone as pale as that light bulb and go, "Wow, you're very fucking pale."
Yeah.
And when you're so used to seeing tan people all your
Yeah.
life,
Now, Brian,
Yeah.
when you refer to white people, what white people are you referring to? Because when I think of white, I think of white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Polo shirt, Old Navy shorts.
You're describing a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
flip flops, no socks.
Flip flops, no socks.
You're describing. That's exactly how. I don't know if you guys have heard this before, but a WASP. That's what a WASP is. They are the
White.
supposed inheritors of the United States of America.
Yeah, like those
Sorry,
people.
what it's called.
Yeah. But like, it's crazy because I would see a person like that and be like, they're white. But if I see somebody from like Lithuania, like they're not white. Yeah,
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, South African people, there's a lot of white
They're white.
African.
They're white. That's how they
for sure
distinguish.
white, yeah.
That's how they distinguish themselves in the apartheid regime.
Yeah.
That's what that's what their culture was.
But yeah, I think Brian is right in terms of you are nurtured by your culture, right? You're shaped by your culture and your surroundings. So, I'm a product of my environment. I guess he's right. I've only grown up around mixed people, right? Black, Mexican, Hispanic, whatever the fuck. Asian,
Mm-hmm.
Asian mixed Hispanic too. Like,
Yeah,
all that.
there's a lot. And I guess that's why I look at the world in that way.
Yeah.
Hopefully I never run into a situation like that, maybe what you've gone through, what my sister's gone through, shit like that, because maybe that's why you guys think like that. Because I think I would flip. Because I'm not used to it. Right?
I think UC is just a safe place for everybody. It's just so predominantly Hispanic where like you don't get any type of like really racism or like anything like that. Like it's just like so if you're just here like your whole life,
because
like
it's so packed, we're so diverse with people in general.
like
and
I've heard like, for example, I don't know if you guys are familiar with an app called Clubhouse.
mm-hmm.
Well, it's like an app where you just go on there and you talk about certain stuff. It's like a debate app. Everybody could go on it. So,
damn, you must love that app.
yeah. I do more trolling than debating, but it's. I've heard black people say some messed up stuff about Hispanics and white.
I mean, have you met black Israelites? Like they're terrible.
Them too. They're all over that app. They're all over, especially on the Christian.
Black Israelites.
Basically,
They believe
it's a group of black people that think that black people are the original Hebrews, that white people are a
Edomites.
scientific fucking like Like, yeah,
They believe whites are subhuman and they have no chance of salvation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's basically what the Jews believe, but the blacks are taking it.
Okay. Yeah.
So when I come across it, it never occurred to me to be like, huh, these black folks. Just always knew that this was just only a sect of people I'm talking to. Because I've interacted with many, many black people at my job. Guys coming in and out. And a lot of them were older black people. Black guys. Phenomenal people. I mean, this is what happens when you engage with that. Like, and a lot of people, unfortunately, let their experiences, determine their outlook on life, which is ultimately what experience is about. But
It's human. That's what we do.
Like Lewis said, I mean, I'm almost like ambivalent towards like people when people say that stuff because we grew up in this community and we never really been exposed to that kind of like stuff where people get discriminated against because of their skin color, stuff like that. And I've heard some very racist stuff growing up in that high school. So, I mean, everybody used to make fun of each other for being a chooch and you're a Mac, oh, you dirty Puerto Rican, but nobody would ever.
Nobody meant it.
Nobody would ever be like, oh, you were discriminating against me. No, dude.
Yeah.
I think
Dominicans don't wear socks, They say stuff like that.
I think. You good?
I broke in.
Nice.
Like, man, like if we're like engaging in like cordial conversation and we're saying ethnic slurs at each other, making fun of each other's skin color, stuff like that, casually going on about it, but it's not really offensive. I say the N-word with the hearty R all the time, especially when I'm on the internet. Do I mean it? Do I hate black people? No. But if a dude next to me really means it and says it next to me, I'd be disgusted by the guy. Like, dude, you're an asshole.
But like, where do you draw like that line though? Where it's like
I draw the line. I don't say it around black people.
It's like that's just like.
And I don't say it around like white people either. I say it in my
but like
circle of friends.
But like a white person can use that same excuse where I only say the N-word when like I'm home, so I'm not racist.
Well,
okay.
Well, I don't think they.
You mean, like,
but do you think they're racist? If they use that word?
If you're going out of your way to say the N-word with the hard ER, knowing its history, knowing your skin color, yeah, honestly, like.
Well, can I say it?
I mean, can you?
I probably can't, like in front of people, but like where I'm coming from. I'm not I don't hate black people.
Do we know Sumo?
No, but sincerely though, I do not like. I'm not like, blacks, this. That's not me. That's not how I am.
He's talking about the casual Call of Duty lobby. That's what he's talking about.
That's how I would sum it up.
Right.
But some of those people mean it though when they talk.
You argue like some people, like at least with me when I grew up, I got desensitized by a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was through language. So like,
What kind of language?
As an 8-year-old, hearing stuff like, and then growing up laughing instead of going, "Ow, you hurt my feelings."
Yeah.
You get me? So like in his example, instead of someone targeting you, knowing who you are, and then saying something with all the hate and intent that's coming with it, versus someone just going, "N-word."
It's just kind of like that thing where it's like, yeah, like you can say it and like not mean it, but it's like, but like, why are you saying it?
Yeah,
like why?
There I understand.
Shock value, dark humor, stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, but like,
for example,
that's not humor though.
why?
Like saying like
Why?
like it's not funny. Like it's not honestly, and it's like
so stupid. It's funny. Look. I say it playing video games, stuff like that. I'm not gonna sugarcoat. I say it. But let's say me and you were hanging out, and some racist asshole comes up and like calls you the N-word. Am I going to endorse that? Am I going to laugh at that? No, because I know that there's a time and a place where to not say it and the context of which you're saying it.
Yeah, but if you take away that and you say it and that person says it behind a blank wall, you don't know that difference.
That's true.
Right, but that's what human language is about, is understanding what is, like, but that's why context matters, the before and after.
I think his point though is like
if somebody just says the word, obviously you can't tell the difference. But if you see what they're saying before and after, then you understand.
But he's not laughing at what you were saying. It's because I was gonna say something and then I looked at him and he laughed at the face that I made my phone.
Okay, go.
But I think what he's trying to say is like there shouldn't be a line. You just shouldn't say it because it's not a good word to begin with, right? Obviously, fuck, bitch, this and that.
Like those are words that you could say that don't have its direct meaning. Where I could say fuck you or yo, today I'm having such a fucking great day. Like that's the difference. Where like there's no multiple definitions
like
to the N-word.
there's not a positive way. Like like there's no positive light to it.
There's no with the A.
Yeah, but like that's kind of different. Whereas like with the A, okay, I kind of understand that if you're like around people that say it a lot, you're gonna say, yeah, okay, that's cool, whatever. But with the hard ER, like there's no positive like connotation.
We've all said the A.
Yeah. Hopefully, with context, people will understand, especially what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we're saying anything bad on either side. We're listening to both of you. We're listening to each other.
Yeah,
I think we should be fine.
I think when you think about it, like if you have to think about it before you say it, you shouldn't be saying.
You shouldn't be saying it.
Yeah,
like,
perfect example. Perfect.
That's just like my bottom line. If you have to think about it before you say it, and you have to make a mental note of everyone that's in that room before you say it, there's a problem.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be real with you, and I've told this story before, where it's like I used to say that word a lot. Just yeah, for sure. I used to. I was a little piece of shit in high school and in middle school. Like I was a little piece of shit for no reason.
I have to say, I don't want to cut you off, but like the N-word was never really in my vernacular, but it's completely dissipated from my vernacular.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it makes it even worse now that I say that I just admitted that I say the ER. Now that the A part is completely gone. So yeah, it's right. I don't really use that word as much.
Yeah, I don't, but I used to be like, now I don't say it because I understand, but I used to be just a little piece of shit. I wouldn't call people that, but I'd be like, oh, I would just say it like how you guys are saying, like a blank statement. Yeah,
but yeah, you know,
and it's like it's not right. It's not.
I'm not gonna lie though, like when people get uncomfortable when you're a kid and they can't do nothing about it. I'm not saying that that's right, but that's usually what kids tend to do to people.
Yeah.
My thing is like
sheer amusement.
The way I think about it is like, and I don't think anyone else will agree with me or even take my side in this aspect. But for me, I'm Dominican and Ecuadorian. The only way that I think about it, and I could be completely fucking wrong. I'd be a fucking moron for all I know.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure slaves were taken from the Caribbean islands. So I'm not saying I put myself in the same category, but I'm saying I've been on both sides of the coin where people have called me it, I've heard it, whatever, and you guys have heard me say the A word. That's it. Like I've never have used that shit against someone. Like I'd be like, you are a never in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been times where I've been called the N word online, and it genuinely bothers me.
Yeah,
because it's like that's what your insult is. It isn't that I'm shit at the game. It isn't that I'm fucking garbage and I don't know how to communicate. It isn't that I have a shitty fucking mic. It's that I'm that.
The fact that that's an insult,
yeah,
like that,
and it's so weird because it throws me off.
F word like forgave. Yeah, just like
well, he's right. Yeah,
the N-word. Oh my god.
The F word with the gay people. You good?
It's like the last resort nuclear bomb.
Like you run out of insult.
Yeah.
Like, that's what makes you an innately evil person.
Yeah.
That's what you have to say to try and hurt someone else's feelings. You're a scumbag of a human.
Yeah.
Because how is that the last resort? Like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Like that word, I feel like is the epitome of hate. Like no one says that shit out like, oh my god, how are you? Like,
Yeah.
Why do you think, like, well, obviously we're all Americans here, but that we understand the connotation of the word, why it's so taboo to say it.
Yeah.
Now, think of the N-word that's like, think of like in other countries, like the equivalent to the N-word. Like if a Polak or Ukrainian, for example, says something, calls a Russian like an ethnic slur.
Well, I feel like that. Honestly, I feel like
they react differently than the Americans do. They're almost like like desensitized towards. They're like, oh well, you call me that.
Yeah, because maybe like
They rape and murder.
there's a foreigner in the
live-
country calling you some dumb shit.
They're desensitized. They're desensitized to everything.
Yeah.
Like, in Eastern Europe, like
There's bombs going off like every single
Yeah,
day.
they probably don't-
the slur,
like, language to them-
Like they're like problems, you know.
yeah,
what I mean?
language to them is probably.
And that's what I think it is. Like, and I think like you gotta think like people like weren't. It's hard to explain because like people were that openly racist because like they didn't have to worry about a fucking news outlet like going and being like, "Yo, did you hear what fucking Jimmy Fallon just said in 1964?" Like, no, the show wasn't like that. But like, I'm saying maybe because people were like in other third world countries desensitized and they had all this bad shit going on, racism is probably like the least of their problems because they could die the next day. Like, but now if someone's racist to you, you can fucking go on TikTok and tag fucking PSAC, like, and then hope that your problems get solved that way.
Yeah.
And I feel like the world has lost a lot of respect for each other, and that's just what it is. If people respected each other more, they would know that that word would bother a certain demographic of people. People wouldn't go to other foreign countries to try and egg you on and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna say it." Like, I don't know.
Now, Brian, if you could answer this question for me, like a person, a neutral person, you have a white person and a black person.
Mhm.
Now, you call the white person a cracker or this or that, and then
Yeah.
it runs off them like water. But if you say it to a black person, it'll ultimately like bring you some problems. Sometimes physically, you'll probably get punched in the
Yeah.
face. Well, why?
Because look at the history that black people have gone through to where like things are still happening from like slavery to where like we're still in this problem where black people are being mistreated every single day. And also white people being the majority in this country, it kind of goes against the whole definition of like racism. Like it's what
You gotta think-
and also like
come
there's
up
no
with-
slurs for white people.
Yeah.
Right, but well, like
There's
as far
no-
as like society goes, we have like some disagreements on that.
Okay.
But like, don't you think that when black people react negatively to somebody saying the N-word to them, that they're like almost like reaffirming the racial position, like, oh, if you call this person, see these blacks, they're violent. You called me N-word, they'll flip out on you.
I mean-
for that, like, aren't you like reaffirming their position? On
No, because if anything, like you have the reasoning as to get mad, and it's like, okay, so if the solution is to not be mad and to not get angry, then how do you go about that? Like, what's like, how do you want me to act if like you call me the N-word? You get me? Like,
Yeah.
you want me to be
You want me to
comfortable with it because that's what you want. That's what makes you comfortable.
Well, like it like if you call anybody an ethnic slur, it's gonna create some problem. Nobody's gonna like
Yeah.
give you like cookies and milk over it. But
Yeah.
I just think because there are some black people out there, you call them the N-word, they'll probably laugh at you, scoff at you, and walk away.
Yeah.
And then there are those,
the person.
and
Yeah,
it always depends on the person.
That comes down to tolerance. Yeah.
Yeah. To where like you don't know how many racial experiences that person has had.
And
So calling them that word might be like the last straw.
And you have
in
to
their
think
book,
with
you know?
how many different people think in so many different ways, because that person that you did call cracker is okay, you call me a fucking cracker. The person that you called that ER has maybe I'm not saying this is a huge fucking what if, but what if they think to their mom and their grandmas and their great grandmas who are alive and they've been almost 90, 80 who have lived through that times, and that's where they like that's what it comes down to. It's not disrespect towards them, it's disrespect towards everyone else that's been through it that you know. And I'm not saying that like, because that also comes into like kind of white knighting, and I don't think like that you should be punished for the sins of what your ancestors did too. But it's just like there has to be not accountability, but into the sense where like you acknowledge it and you both have to respect each other and walk away.
Acknowledge it enough to not say the fucking word. Like,
Yeah.
Well, like Ryan said, I mean, like the word itself has a history behind it. There's a specific history that black.
It was meant to belittle people. Like that's like the whole
Degrade them.
point of the word. Like
Well,
it's not like it's not like they're like, okay, let's take an N, let's put an I there, let's put 2 G,
Yeah, they didn't
let's put an
fucking
ER.
they
You
didn't
know,
play
like,
word scramble or
yeah,
some
no, like
shit.
it was a word that they took from wherever, but it was used to be like to belittle black people. To,
yeah, belittle
to-
another demographic.
yeah, to remind them that, hey, you're here
you are
in this
less
land,
than thou.
and like you're less than who I am. That's why.
It has to do with the specific history
Yeah.
that black people have in
Yeah.
this country in relation to that word and how they were treated and stuff like that. So I could see why some of them collectively would have animosity towards
Bro,
it.
they turn slaves into furniture, bro, into shoes.
Yeah.
Where else do you see that in the world? Like, yeah, like there's been slavery in the world.
Supposedly, the Germans turned Jews into soap and lampshades.
Okay, but
Supposedly, it's not true. At all.
but you can, but like you can kind of argue that Jews are on like that same level as where like you can't really joke like the Holocaust. You can't really, like
no.
Black slavery and, like,
You
the
could go to jail for questioning the official narrative of the Holocaust in many European countries.
So I feel like slavery in America and like the Holocaust are like the two, like
the
anomalies that where it was kind of like this certain group of people was being killed or like enslaved. Where back then people were fighting in wars because that's how the world was back then. Where you wanted to conquer this place, you wanted to conquer that place. That's just how it was. Was it right? No, but times were kind of different back then, and like that's just how I see it.
Yeah, but you don't like at the end of the day, stuff like that kind of gets petty because then you get into like a pissing match where it's like, I'm the real victim. See what my people went through.
Well,
it's like victimhood supremacy.
And that's kind of where we're at now. Just going on.
True. We can keep it that way. We can be more racist. We can be more negative to each other. But I think as a culture, especially in the United States, maybe you don't want to be American. Maybe you don't want to be this or that. Maybe you don't want to be patriotic. But we're moving beyond that slowly but surely. Hopefully we are moving beyond that. I would like to believe that because, I have a lot of relatives that are Hispanic. I have a lot of friends that are different cultures and I want to keep moving beyond that. So I don't have to constantly look at my friends and be like, yo, did you see this? Like this craziness that's happening? No, I want to be like, yo, let's go out there and be something bigger than what they thought we couldn't be. You know what I mean? And
the change you want to see.
If you guys want to give out some closing statements, because we are running pretty long time.
Yeah. Adrian, are you proud to be an American?
I didn't want to say like maybe just like proud, but it's like would I go out my way to show patriotism? Probably not.
Yeah, like
how about you?
Same.
Different.
I can acknowledge the privilege that I have as an American and be grateful for that, but to say that I'm proud to be like an American, like probably no, like not really.
Personally, I do. I am indifferent, but I accept the history for what it is, and I'm American. I was born here. I'm nothing else. I can't say that I'm Mexican either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was born here, and I'm proud to be what I am, a human being that was born in the United States.
Well, for me, this might shock you. No, I'm not proud to be an American.
This might shock you. Oh, yeah, I'm completely shocked. Stop right now.
Well, again, guys, thank you very much for having me on this podcast. This is always going to be a blast. I haven't seen Brian in a long time. I love seeing Brian. Brian's a very good friend from high school. I love this guy. So, thank you. I'd love to do this again.
This is what I love to see. You can have a discourse and
like
anything.
Yeah, like same thing. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
And at the end of the day, like people are gonna be different. People are gonna have different views, but just as long as you're able to have that conversation, and then after the conversation is left at that, then that's fine.
I think that's the most important thing. Opening the dialogue.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. Unpopular opinions.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you saying that shit. You're fucking man. We're gonna close off this podcast in a positive note. We fucking love all of you, bro. That fucking SBM video has 200 views. Hopefully, when this video comes out, it'll be past that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for asking about the podcast and fucking liking it and sharing it. We appreciate it so fucking much, bro. It's crazy progress for such a little time span. A fucking month, that is crazy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much, bro.
Remember to subscribe. We're also nearing that 100 subs. We're about 13 away.
We're almost there, guys.
Almost there. Yeah.
I love you all.
Fucking yo, can we open that door, bro?
Remember me. With anger.